I love when Christians try to use science, but then the math ain't mathing. This is an example of a Christian trying to use science in order to force it to fit their narrative. Now, true, the Mount Everest did not become Mount Everest until there were the tectonic plates on the Indian Peninsula were quickly and they rapidly moved to create the Himalayas, to which where Mount Everest resides. Now, Mount Everest current day is almost 30,000 feet high. It is estimated that Mount Everest moves at about 2 millimeters per year. But at its maximum year, it's moved 15 millimeters. Even if I gave you 15 millimeters per year, then that would mean, if you did the math, because your math ain't mathing, 59,000 years ago would have been when Everest was at sea level. 59,000 years ago. It's a long ass time. That's way older than your Noah story. Your Noah story is roughly about 4,000 BCE is when it happened. And what you're trying to tell me is that from 4,000 BCE to today, 6,000 years, that moving at a maximum of 15 millimeters per year, that it has gotten to 30,000 feet? Your math is certainly not mathing, sir. You want to think that the flood, because of everything that was going on, created a rapid ascension of tectonic plates either during the flood or right after the flood. But in order for it to fit, it would have to have happened right after the flood, meaning that there would have been land shifts that happened over the last 6,000 years that pushed that mountain up to the range to which it is at right now. If that would have happened, there would have been more than likely volcanic explosions, or we would definitely see the different rock layers that would upon Everest that would only show a 6,000 year history and not the history that you're showing. I'm sorry, I said 4,000 BCE. The Noah story actually is around 2,000 BCE, 2,230 something BCE, somewhere around in there. So excuse that 4,000 aspect of it, which makes it even more difficult because now you're just looking at a 4,000 year history for the Mount Everest to be higher than the mountains in Ararat. And sir, that's an impossibility. Because if that was so, and the mountains of Ararat was higher, and these tectonic plates shifted in the way that you're trying to say that they shifted, then the mountains of Ararat would justifiably be much, much higher than they are, unless you're trying to single out that only the Indian Peninsula moved that quickly, and the rest of the peninsula, or the tectonic plates rather, in Turkey didn't move as quickly. And that is a true thing. All tectonic plates don't move at the same rate of speed. But do you understand how your math is just not mathing? Even at 15 millimeters over the last 4,000 years, it rose to over 30,000 feet. The simple answer is this. It didn't happen. It simply did not happen. It's impossible that Noah could have survived at those heights, that those animals would have survived at those heights. Certainly the elephants, definitely not going to survive at those heights. Birds are not living at those heights. So I understand you want your Bible to fit. You want it to make sense. You want it to fit math. You want it to fit science. But yet it continues to show that it does not, and it cannot. And for those of you saying, well, it's God, it's miracles, da da da. Miracles are science, okay? Miracles today, things that we do today in science, if you go back 4,000 years, it would have been considered a miracle. If you saved somebody from cancer, it was a miracle. If you saved somebody from a flu, it was a miracle. If you healed a broken leg, it was a miracle. If you were able to fly an airplane, it's a miracle. Create a gun, it's a miracle. All those things would have been miracles 4,000 years ago, and you would have been deemed God. There is a philosophy, I forgot who said it, but they said that at a certain level of technologically advanced advancement above another society, it will be reasonable for those people to think that those people with the technologically advancements would be considered gods. And that is what you would have if you were able to go back. Your science would make you God, because they would think that it was magic. And you trying to make Everest a much smaller mountain, you're really trying to create some magic. It's the magic of cognitive dissonance. You have a great day. And remember always, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.